make it hard. You know what I'm saying?
Whoa.
You ain't never seen a pause. Whoa. You ain't never seen a Hufflepuff do like me. You ain't never seen a Hufflepuff do.
If there's anything
like
you don't need to do, it's make it hard. Okay, relax.
I'm done with y'all. Done with y'all.
Always twisting my words. Man said a hard Hufflepuff. You know what a hard Hufflepuff is? That's a stale muffin.
So it's hard. Can you chew it? Nah, you can't chew it. You can't swallow it. That's how hard we are over here.
Whoa, you can't. No. Flag on the play. Man, flagrant. Oh my God, I got a headache. Oh, the pressure. Oh my gosh. This
what?
This is how I'm bringing in the age of 32. Good Lord.
Nick, time out. Flag on the play. Hold up. Whoa.
Flag on the play, yeah.
Whoa.
Leaks came out and people were like reacting to the screenshots.
Yeah, that's what I was saying earlier.
Like,
yeah,
if you
we can't circle back around to Sonic, guys. We just got off that topic.
They wouldn't do all this work.
We're circling back, boys. We're circling back.
When
they would put up the screenshots of him, like back in, I swear it was back in like January, they could have like noticed, hey guys, everyone hates this. He looks like Usain Bolt did the fusion dance with Sonic.
Wow.
Fusion, ha!
Stop. Did you just say Usain Bolt fused with Sonic?
Fusion.
Are you high?
No.
He was drinking something earlier.
Here's my question.
He refused to answer.
Jake.
Yeah.
Sonic's legs muscular enough for you?
No.
I felt that was going to be your answer.
His thighs are not nearly large enough. How is he supposed to run fast when his thighs are the same size as his calves? Doesn't make any sense, boys.
Anyway, moving on. We're gonna move on to.
I'm glad it's a hoodie and not a real like
this guy.
Unless it's a onesie pajama, and you want to like
you said.
It's a onesie. It's a.
Oh, let's go. It's a onesie.
Foot bottoms.
Oh my gosh.
I love it. Oh my gosh, dude.
This guy went all out.
Perfect.
Man, I gotta do something big next week.
What is good?
No. Leave it on. Leave it on.
What is good? This is
super chat from Ed Norton.
6.
Yo, quick.
Back. Hold on. Back
ahead.
for Abaddon's podcast. Leader of the Squirtle Squad.
Leader.
Member of the Chillcast. Holla at me. Squirtle Squad!
Before
love making it epic.
Before we we get into anything, I have to bring back another hashtag. I want you guys to bring back another hashtag. We have to say it once. And this is a famous hashtag that was we did for a few episodes ago, and that is hashtag Chips was wrong.
I knew it.
Always.
I knew it.
Always.
Let's
And hashtag
go.
look
You
at
can't
it
let
die.
me live.
Let's go.
What
You
up?
can't let me
There
live.
we go.
What's
Go
good?
change
Go
in the
change.
house. What's happening, man?
What's
Y'all hear me?
happening?
Is it
Yes,
is
sir.
everything? Is it clean? Is
It's
am I,
you
Yeah,
good?
sounds good.
Yeah.
Sounds
Alright.
great.
Hashtag.
guys, man.
Let's get a hashtag Chips was wrong in the chat, guys.
Chips was wrong
I knew
as
this.
usual.
Oh, you too? You too? You too, bro?
Hey, listen, man. I'm sorry, brother. I'm sorry. You the homie, but you know sometimes, man. You what would Dennis Rodman say? That's you, man. Click here. You over there, man. Like you the man, though. You still a man, though.
I appreciate you.
Sweet.
I appreciate you.
Make it hard. You know what I'm saying? And
Whoa.
you ain't never seen a pause.
Whoa.
You ain't never seen a Hufflepuff do like me.
Whoa.
You ain't never seen a
Don't.
Hufflepuff do
If there's anything
like
you
me.
don't need to do, it's make it hard. Okay, relax.
I'm done with y'all. Done with y'all.
Man
Always
said
twisting my
hard,
words.
my man said a hard Hufflepuff. You know what a hard Hufflepuff is? That's a stale muffin.
So it's hard. Can you chew it? Nah, you can't chew it. You can't swallow it. That's how hard we are over here.
Whoa, you can't. Yo. Yo. Where's flag on the play. Man. Flag.
What's happening, y'all? This is Ever Done, and welcome to another episode. Y'all probably hearing the music in the background. My bad. Welcome to another episode of the Chillcast. I almost had beats for breakfast. I've been doing so much recording these days. So, what's going on, y'all? I hope everyone is doing well. Hope everyone is enjoying themselves. For some reason, I think this looks like. Oh, I think I know what the problem is. I think I know what the problem is.
What'd you do?
You know what I forgot to do? I forgot, very rookie mistake. I knew there was gonna be at least one mistake tonight. Hopefully this doesn't mess all of us up. There we go. There, now we look better. We look spread out for 4 people for some reason. So I was like, what's going on here?
Oh yeah, I noticed that, but I thought you did it on purpose.
Nah, I didn't. Like I've been playing on my computer game. I've been playing on my PC more with games and stuff. So I've been using the full screen. And yes. Final Fantasy 15 included is one of them too.
Thank you, man. I'm proud of you.
So
You know what that's called? Growth.
So we finally been using the full screen, and then that's why the screen looked a little discombobulated. But we back on track. But with all that said, hope everyone's doing well. We're gonna start off with our guest for the night with the new lights. I see you, Chris. You see the amp in the background. You see the guitar. Put the full screen on Chris real fast. Hold up. You got the amp. You got the guitars. You got the posters in the background. What's going on, Chris? How you doing, man?
I'm doing good. Doing real good.
That's good. How was your week, man?
My week's been good. Work's been like getting real less stressful since we got some new management there. So since last time y'all see me on there, I'm a lot more stress free. That's why you probably been seeing me more live on YouTube and going live over there on Twitch. Getting things going.
Nah, I feel you, man. What games you been playing this week?
I've been playing. Just started the other night Persona 5 Royal, enjoying that game, and still going through Ghost of Tsushima and Horizon. Then also playing everybody's favorite multiplayer game right now, Fall Guys on the PlayStation.
Yo, I'm getting that this weekend. I'm getting that this weekend. Also gonna get. Yo, all right, hold up. Before we get into yours, Rob, I gotta ask you a question. Have you tried out Hyperscape yet?
That's for me or for Chris?
That's for you. Have you? Because I know
Me?
you. I know
I
you
played
like
it during
battle
the
royals.
beta.
How
I
was
played
it?
it during the beta.
I talked to Chris about it already.
All right. Honestly, what I thought of Hyperscape,
Yo, what's up?
thought it was cheeks, but
Got it.
but I think it was very well optimized. It ran at like 200 frames per second on my PC, and it looks beautiful. The graphics are great, but as a game, I just thought it was cheeks. Not because it's a bad game, but when you got a game that's like a battle royale, it's a shooter. The time to kill in that game was way too long. Like it takes too long to kill your enemies in that game, so you end up like wasting all of your time shooting, and then you either run out of ammo or you get smoked yourself because somebody else will come up and flank you while you're aiming at someone else. It just takes too long. If they can shorten the time to kill in that game, it could be a good game. That's just my opinion though. Some people really like Hyperscape. There's other people who feel just like I do. So, it's in the cheeks but can be salvaged bag to me. If they make some changes and fix that aspect of it, I'll give it another shot. I don't know if I'll pay to do it, but I'll do it.
Got you. But while the camera's on you, what's going on with you, man? How was your week?
My week has been up and down, man. It's been a chill week. I didn't really create anything crazy. As some of y'all saw, the first couple of days out the week, I dropped the first 2 episodes of my Life is Strange 2 playthrough. Those are on my YouTube channel right now. I was going to keep it going, but what happened with that? Oh, Filmora 9, which I was using to edit all my episodes. Every time I tried to export a video, it would crash. I actually talked to Avedon about that. I finally got that fixed yesterday.
What was the issue with that?
No idea.
So we just started. Okay.
Just started working again. Don't know what happened with that. Then I wasn't able to make any more episodes because I went ahead and after that whole episode with Filmora 9, I said, well, let me go ahead and update my computer and see if that, just prevents that from happening in the future. Updated my computer, and then my computer stopped recognizing my Elgato Wave 3 microphone. And the issue with that is the microphone is completely dependent on the Wavelink software that you use with it. So if the mic's not being recognized, then the program's not recognizing it, and now all of your audio that's routed in, through the Wavelink software from your browser, from OBS, from your music player, whatever music you're playing, all of that is shut down. So I tried to fix it. I've done everything you could try to do to fix it. I checked the device manager. I was uninstalling and reinstalling USB controllers. I was, doing updates. I uninstalled the Windows feature update I did the other day to see if that would fix it. All of that, and it's still not being recognized by the PC. So I completely took that drain off and put back on my old Razer Siren X, and that's how I'm able to talk to y'all right now. So that's how I'm moving with it. And,
I think there's a desync with your audio and your video.
Right now?
Yeah, a little bit. It was like when you was speaking, it was off slightly.
That might be because of OBS Virtual Cam.
Got it.
If anything, that makes the most sense as to why there would be a desync there. It's probably just OBS Virtual Cam. But what I'll do in the middle of this right now is, while everybody's doing their intros, I got another cord to the mic I can connect to it and see if that helps with it as well. Because the original cord isn't in it, but I just found the original cord like 15 minutes before we started the podcast. So,
bad.
Yeah, but that's been my week, man. Just been handling technical stuff and playing games and cooling and keeping my mind right and just, trying to find ways to make money, the usual,
Playing.
adulting.
I feel you. Been playing COD this week.
Yeah, I played some Warzone. And I played, of course, Life is Strange 2, as y'all saw. Or if you haven't seen, go subscribe to the channel and check it out. And Fall Guys. I played some Fall Guys this week.
Yes.
What else did I play?
I heard that game is a lot of fun.
I downloaded the Avengers beta today, so I plan to play that at some point this weekend, whether it's later tonight or tomorrow.
I'll download that after the Chillcast.
Keep me posted on that.
You be faking, though.
No, I'm gonna download it for real. I'm gonna download it for real.
What do you have it on, Josh?
I'm on PS4.
I got it for PS4.
Yeah.
So,
like my PS4, like I would have to legit, like during the podcast, unhook the Ethernet. If the Ethernet was connected to my PS4, I'll do it right now. But it's not.
Right. Yeah.
So.
So yeah, I think that's all I've been playing.
Time out.
I played Rogue Company this week for the first time.
You just reminded me. I could still download it. I could download it online or download automatically.
See, look at you.
See,
But yeah, I played Rogue Company for the first time this week, and that was a dope game too. It's a little bit weird in comparison to other games I play because it's third person shooter.
Mm-hmm.
It has, I guess that's how Fortnite is. I don't play Fortnite, so I wouldn't know. But yeah, Rogue Company is cool. It's not anywhere messing with like Apex or Warzone, but I'd play it again. That's a good one. It's better than Hyperscape. So yeah.
All right, cool. And last and certainly not least, welcome back, Josh. How you doing?
I am doing well. It's not been I don't know. It's been kind of like up and down. Work's been a little bit nutty this week, but I did get some time with the Avengers beta last weekend, and I'm looking forward to playing more. So other than that, though, like this week has mainly been just shooting and editing. And if I was playing anything, I played like a bunch of like Game Boy Advance games because I was working on a Game Boy Advance video earlier. So I've just been capturing footage for like a ton of different games on my collection. But yeah, other than that, the only thing that I played was also Fall Guys. My friends have been bugging me about like, you have to play. It's awesome. It's super fun. And it is super fun. It's just, and I can't believe that was like Devolver Digital. I was really surprised. They're just not somebody I would expect to make a game with that sort of reach, like kind of out of the gate.
Okay, well, I haven't played it yet. I'm actually gonna look for it while we're live. I'm gonna go ahead and download that and Avengers, so I could be playing both this weekend with you all. But we're not talking about PlayStation right now.
Why is that about?
We're not talking about PlayStation right now. Before we get into this thing. There we go. Before we go into different segments, just doing different markers, so when we do timestamps, we know where everything is at. But before we get into everything, I wanted to really talk about Halo Infinite being delayed. But before we do that, we didn't do one important thing this whole entire stream, and that is greet the chat, because we have 15 people in here. And I gotta say what's up. First of all, shout out to Captain being the first person in here. Shout out to Dave G. Shout out to Dorkman. Let's see. You're playing too, of course, in the chat. Chris Levi in the chat. Dank Mean was good. Eric was good. And that's it. That's it as far as people who are talking right now. To everyone that's lurking, I appreciate you. Thank you so much for watching the content. And hopefully you enjoy the night. So, Halo Infinite. Halo Infinite was supposed to be Xbox Series X launch title. It was supposed to be like their big game for their new console that's coming out at holiday of this year. And a lot of people have been, a little down talking Microsoft because the best way I could put it is Halo Infinite is going to be delayed to 2021. There's no release date. And the system is still coming out this year. Me personally, I feel Microsoft still has a whole bunch of things that they can do to show that they're going to be successful, at least for the holiday season. Mainly because that smart delivery, smart delivery, I think that's what it's called, where you could play all of your old games at finer resolutions on the Series X. That's going to be a good boost. On top of that, you have Game Pass with a whole bunch of other games that people have access to. Now, the biggest question is, what's the incentive on buying Series X if there's no great first-party game or console exclusive at launch? Well, The same reason why people upgrade their computers after a while. Sometimes some people who didn't get an Xbox One X, they only have an Xbox S or a regular Xbox One. They look at it as a computer upgrade for them, and it's just them investing in what Microsoft has to offer. Also too, it's Microsoft has so much in terms of third-party games. Microsoft is still looking like they are going to be the best out of the two when it comes to running with power, speed, load times, everything. So I'm really looking forward to seeing what they're going to do. I don't really see this as their end game, or this is them being done, or them messing up like this past generation. I feel like they are way more prepared than ever before. And if anyone needs to be careful and just treading on thin ice, it is actually Sony. Yes, Sony has shown off a lot more promising games, but at the same time, a lot of these promising games, it's like you can't even call them fully console exclusives anymore. Like Horizon Zero Dawn, it's like it's technically a console exclusive, but now it's on PC, and it's like, I don't know. We can talk more about that later though. I want to pass this over to Chris Levi, because Chris Levi is a huge Halo fan. Chris Levi is also, one who plays a lot of Microsoft games. So I'm really interested in hearing what he has to say on this. Chris Levi, what's your thoughts on this, man?
When I heard earlier this week about the delay, it hit me right there in the gut, because that's one of my favorite series of all time. I got a poster back there of it.
Mm-hmm.
I got a whole console I bought for it. And I was like, okay, that's gonna be the flagship title coming out for the Xbox Series X. To compete against Spider-Man Miles Morales, which they are promoting on the PS5. So I thought, okay, cool, we got a free multiplayer. A lot of people are gonna jump into this. Get to experience Halo for the first time because of the free multiplayer and all of this. And then I started thinking, well, I had to take myself out of it. Is the delay good? Is it good for Microsoft? And, it actually could be in the long run good for them, because it means it's a better quality game. There's a lot of people that have been sharing the quote. I think it was like one guy that worked for Nintendo said like something about a delayed game is better than a rush game. I forgot who said that quote. One of y'all may know who said that quote. But it's like, I would rather the game be delayed and be better than be what we saw at the event and the game not be good. So Microsoft right now, they can sit there and focus on their xCloud, get that going good. They can focus on, hey, let's make sure that everything's good. So when our first party games, not just Halo, come out, they're all very quality games, because we don't want what happened in the Xbox One generation, where you have these first party games come out so sparingly, but yet they're nothing that's blowing people away, where we're going investing in Xbox. Oh, we want Xbox over PlayStation, over Nintendo, over buying a traditional PC. Even though you can get the games on PC, there's got to be a reason to buy that box right there for the people that don't want to go into PC gaming.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah, I'd like to hear what y'all got to say, because I might have some more to say, but I like to see what y'all got to say as well.
No doubt. Rob, what you think about this, man?
Honestly, I don't feel like it needed to be delayed, but I understand why it was delayed. That being said, I said this before. I said this a week or two ago, that the whole fight for Xbox this generation is not actually selling the console, but getting people to buy into Xbox as an ecosystem. So Xbox Game Pass, that's the big star of Xbox this year, I feel. That's just my personal opinion. Like they're really, if you check the Twitter for Xbox and their employees and Xbox Game Pass, they always talk about how there's over 260 plus games on Xbox Game Pass. That's the thing. They keep pushing. Also, any first party Xbox games are always going to be available on Xbox Game Pass on launch day, which you already know. If you got Game Pass, you don't spend no money. You go right on there. Download the game, you play. Even right now, what's the new game that's coming out from the people who made Life is Strange? Don't Nod Entertainment. Tell me why. Tell me why it comes out August 27th. I already have it pre-installed on my PC because I got Xbox Game Pass for PC and Xbox.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
As soon as the day comes, I can just play it. You know what I'm saying? I could just stream it or record it however I want to do it. You know what I'm saying? So the big thing about that is they're going to be focusing on Xbox Game Pass and xCloud during the next generation. The console is going to be there because there are people who are Xbox loyalists and they want to go ahead and be able to play their games. but they're not banking too much on the console sales, really. You know what I'm saying? Like that's not a big deal. The bigger deal is the fact that when Xbox Infinite does come out, you're going to be able to get it day one on Xbox Game Pass for both Xbox and PC. You know what I'm saying? That's the bigger deal for them. So if they have to delay it because people are complaining about the quality of the graphics or something, so be it. We'll delay it, and y'all will get it when it comes out because you are somebody that enjoys playing Halo and you enjoy playing Xbox. But they already, I think they learned during this generation with the Xbox One X and with the PS4 that, you know, it's hard to go ahead and try to beat them out with the way that, you know, social media and the culture is right now, where everything is, the only thing Xbox does right is this, and PlayStation 4 is right about everything. It's like, okay, well, cool. Y'all can have that. What we're going to do is we're going to take over and compete with Google. We're going to take out Stadia. We're going to take out, you know what I'm saying, this side over here, the software side, and just use the hardware as a back end to it. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not mad at that strategy. Honestly, I'm not mad at it at all. If the console war isn't looking winnable for you, figure out how to make your money in other ways. You know what I'm saying? Even if you have to go unorthodox and also kill the entire streaming platform in the process. Rest in peace, Mixer. So, you know, that's how it goes.
Cool. Next up, Josh, what do you think about this, man?
Specifically on the Halo front, I'm glad they're delaying it. I mean, I agree with a lot of the assessment from the footage that we got that it didn't exactly look up to snuff. And that's the thing. I think in motion, the game looked mostly okay, right? It looked fun, and I guarantee if I had dived into it the way it is now, I would have a blast with it, no doubt in my mind. But considering it's not just like a flagship title, right? It's not just that it's a AAA, but it's like the brand defining game for that system, right? I mean, that is like the number one thing that you associate with Xbox, probably more than any other property. And it really does deserve to be treated top notch, especially, I mean, not just for the brand itself, but for the fans who have been so loyal to it anyways. I feel like it's kind of a disservice to them if they just shipped something that looked that rough, which I thought it did. But brand as a whole for Xbox, I have to agree with Rob. Like, the killer app for Xbox, the killer exclusive for Xbox is Game Pass, right? They are banking on a promise right now, essentially, that the project of Project xCloud, the promise of Game Pass, the promise of things like smart delivery is going to be so appealing on its own merit that it's going to be worth you paying $10-15 a month for it, perpetually, right? Mm-hmm. And the good news is they've already proved that they can deliver on that promise to some degree. I have not met anybody who has had a Game Pass subscription who has been dissatisfied with it. They may say they still want to play exclusives on other platforms, but I think Rob's right. I just think they're fighting an entirely... It's not even a console war anymore. I think they're looking to the future, trying to figure out who the big competitors are that are over the horizon, who aren't embroiled in the sort of console wars that we've seen for the past 20 or 30 years, and how they can dominate there. And to that end, even if you wanted to say, okay, this is a battle of exclusives, right? Obviously, best gameplay gets the most players, drives platform sales or whatever. Hmm. Let's say that you only get one true killer AAA, maybe a couple in a year for each console, right? So what? Once or twice a year, someone's got to pay $60 to, presumably one of the big three or the other. But meanwhile, if they've got somebody hooked into Game Pass, they've already paid for a game 2 or 3 times by the time they have to fight that battle. So long term, and I'll say this too, there are a lot more people with phones out there than there are consoles. So if they can establish that successfully as a platform, their user base is going to go up exponentially, and the profit margins are going to be insane moving forward.
And that's where I wanted to touch on. It's like a lot of us don't necessarily get that. It's like I'm glad that more people are seeing that Game Pass is like that, but it's like I've seen people say it's like they want to just own their games. And this is almost a segue into something different. My whole thing is
hold on, let me just say something right there, because you just touched on the point that I just want to point out real quick. For the
it.
people that just want to own their games, and you have Xbox Game Pass, you automatically get discounts on any game you want to buy off of Xbox Game Pass. Yeah, so you get it for cheap.
It's like 20%. It's like an extra 20% off, or more in some cases.
It's a big discount. It's a very sizable discount that you get off on games. Now, if you're just talking about you want to buy them physical, cool. Play that arcade game if you want to, and when we have the New World Order and we all disappear, then those games will disappear with you too. You know what I'm saying? I don't know how you're gonna carry all those discs out in the middle of the apocalypse, but I'll just grab my console.
You just went way left. This just got very real.
We're all thinking about how great
It's
Xbox
very
was.
real.
I'm just saying when it all goes down, all I gotta do is pick up my console and all my games are there. I don't need to carry a bunch of game cases with me. I'm good. So
I'll say this though. It's like people don't understand. It's like that's really the direction that a lot of this is going. It's like PS Now is going in that direction. PlayStation going in that direction. They showed that with PS Now. Nintendo
PS Now is trash. Keep going.
Nintendo is starting to somewhat go in that direction. A lot of I don't know if you it was last week where they had Pokken Tournament where you could if you have Nintendo Switch Online, you could play the game for free for I think a few days. So that's them inching their way into that. So it's like
Nintendo Switch Online is trash. Keep going.
You're being very kind.
I mean, I'm just saying.
I'm
Somebody
glad that
who's
he's
used
right on
PS
that.
Now and seen them talk about, oh, we're streaming the game for you, and then they're streaming it in freaking 480p, 360p. It looks all fuzzy. I'm good on that. And then Nintendo Switch Online, where we're not going to give you a virtual console anymore. We're just going to give you a fake virtual console on the NES and SNES and give you a bunch of games you don't want, and then throw a good one in every few months. Yeah, that qualifies as trash. Now, for Nintendo's sake, though, it's trash for $20 a year. So you get what you pay for. PS Now, you have no excuse. That's $20 a month of trash. That's $20 a month of trash. I don't know. Stop it.
And
there's no PS1 games on it.
No.
What if I really want to play my classics? See, Sony's whole stance is that people don't want to play retro games.
That's where physicals come in.
But you know what though? That's where Series X comes in.
Yep, because you get full backwards compatibility.
Yeah,
and it's full backwards compatibility not only on your discs that you already own, but also if you want to buy the digital versions of them.
So that's where it's like. But even with that, I want to say it's like, do you really own your game? Or is the game just licensed to you? Kind of like albums. Like a lot of albums and everything, you buy them. It's like you bought the album. You purchased a license. You purchased the license.
Abaddon.
What's up?
Abaddon, do you own your YouTube channel or is it licensed to you?
Oh, this is licensed.
Exactly, but you still use it, right?
Exactly. You still use
Thank
it.
you. My point's made.
So that's what I'm getting at. It's like, thank you for adding people using it. Just because it's licensed to you just mean you can't use it.
Exactly. So that's what I'm saying. Like if it's
what
licensed
about?
to you,
Of course you can.
If I want to stream
on YouTube,
if I want to stream on Twitch right now with an artist who streams his music, you know what I'm saying, on Apple Music, and they give me the license to use that music on stream, I don't own it, but I have the freedom to go ahead and use it, and that's a nice freedom to have.
Mm-hmm.
Because the only way I'm going to lose access to these games, let's keep it a bean now. For the people that talk about you don't own your games if they're digital, right?
Mm-hmm.
The only way you're going to lose access to these games and playing them is if, by some reason, the world completely loses the internet. That's it.
No,
the world just lost
it over
internet.
licensing deals.
Well, no,
I
but
can't,
that's the whole
I
thing.
can't re-download my Scott Pilgrim game.
Well, no. Okay, now that's the difference, though. You can't re-download your Scott Pilgrim game because you completely deleted it back when you had your Xbox 360.
Yeah,
and then
I
it
don't even
came
have that
off.
Xbox 360 anymore.
Well, there you go.
Yeah,
you lost that.
But I'm just saying, like, that's a disadvantage of digital as well.
Yeah, that's a disadvantage. But at the same time, you can't really do much about that. That's one case, and it's a very rare case. We gotta bring that up. It's a very rare case. The Scott Pilgrim thing, the PT thing, those are two games that very rarely happen. Realistically speaking, it does happen. But people get shot every day. B. That being said, people get shot more often than we lose a game. That's all I'm saying. So with that being the case, the only way you're not really going to be able to have access to the games is if we just completely lost access to the internet. Because even if you lose your console, it's attached to your account. So when you get your new console, you can still get your games back. Now, if by some chance that the entire world loses the internet, I feel like the world's going into a place where you're not going to really be able to be playing any video games anyway. We have a lot more to worry about. Hello, Fallout franchise. You know what I'm saying? We're going into that territory at that point. So really, if you get your digital games, those games are yours. You can play them. You can enjoy them. And it's not much of an issue. I think people like to go ahead and hang on to that. Oh, you got to get your games physical thing because pride. Okay, this is very prominent in the gaming community. People have pride, they have ego. They want to say, "Oh,
It's
I've
more than
collected
that.
all these games." They want to be able to look back at their shelf. You see all the NES and SNES games back there on my shelf. They want to sit back there and say, "Oh, I got all these games. I'm the ultimate collector. I'm real. I'm an enthusiast. You're not a real gamer." Blah blah blah. And I'm sitting here with my digital games, playing them and kicking your butt in those games. So it doesn't really matter. Okay, that's what it comes down to a lot of the time.
And the
If we're
thing
going to talk real life situations, it's not really, it's inconsequential in real life situations. In bragging situations, sure, go ahead. But real life situations, and that's why I base everything on. I base everything on real life situations. So real life situation, there's no real big deal between physical and digital. If you want to go physical, do it. If you want to go digital, do it. It's your game.
You legit making a beat as you're talking right now. Hope you know that.
That's because I got this water, got a little bit of ice still in it.
I just want to
hydrated.
I want to point that out. Like you're the percussions and everything.
I know some of y'all out there might not be drinking water the way you're supposed to. Drink your water. You feel me? Stay hydrated.
Bruh, right here.
Listen, dog. I got that right here, and I got 2 in the freezer as I speak. You feel me? We do this.
I got 2 more. I got 2 more right over here too. So I feel you. But no, it's like you're absolutely right. It's like, and I think that's where people take this way too far. And it's like, I'm gonna read Deadlock what it said. I'm gonna read what everyone said, but Deadlock said digital means not only you do not own the things, it also means they can take it away at any time without warning. They can send a small print. Here's the thing about that. Right. Most of these physical copy games, it's you using the CD to download it onto your PS4. So there's still an online connection that you still need to meet with the server. Where you look at the disc, and I checked this with my Horizon Zero Dawn. There's small print on your disc telling you that this is a license, not ownership.
A lot of people think that. A lot of people are under the impression because there's streamers who thought because they bought the music they listen to on iTunes instead of streaming it on Apple Music that they own that music, so they couldn't get strikes on YouTube and Twitch for playing the music. It's like, no, it's a license.
I mean,
like, if the same thing y'all are stating for these games is like the same thing between like paying your rent and mortgage, okay? Woo. Like, it's the same thing, dog. You don't own these things.
That's a rabbit hole because on both ends you don't own either one.
You don't own it. It feels good to say you do. I know it's nice to flex, but if we're gonna keep it, y'all know what we do here at the Chill Squad. We keep it a beam with you. We keep it.
I'll tell you right now. You spend 30 years and you still don't own it. It's a lie. Home is a liability.
Exactly. Like, that's what I'm saying. We here to not be the ones to lie to you. I know, like, these people with these big views like lying to you because it sound good. I know it feel good, baby. But y'all gonna get the truth here. Put a Bible in there or something. We gonna preach. Talking. Listen here, man. Get the game how you want to get it, but know that you getting it because it's how you want it, not because there's some underlying, you know what I'm saying, real ownership to it. It's all a license, baby. Yeah. And once I understood that, that's when I stopped getting the physical games. I did a whole video about it way back. I think it might be unlisted now, but I did a whole video about why
you may need to bring that back, or you may need to do a 2020 version of it.
I might need to do it, because my setup back then was trash. My webcam was trash. All that. But yeah, man, like it's look, man, get the game the way you want to get it, but understand that no matter what, you're kind of in the same boat. You're kind of in the same boat.
And that's where I wanted to touch on with that. It's like people don't see that. It's like I saw that on my Horizon Zero Dawn disc. I was like, hold up. Like, the only place you don't get that thing on the actual cartridges, on the Nintendo Switch cartridges, but on the back of the physical. License. And
what's that? Oh, hey, Dorkman. You know what else is an investment? Stocks. But if whatever you invest in, if that giant crash,
there's a lot of things that are investments. Like we're not gonna get into the 4 quadrants.
Same thing. You still booty out. So it don't matter. You said you can call it an investment if you want. I feel like my investment's a little bit safer on digital than on physical because I move around a lot. I get on the move, baby. It's easy.
And I said, consider that. It's like it's like you said, it's like you touched on a good point. It's like there's a sense of pride that goes in with people who have all these games and they have the back wall and they can show off. And so it's a huge flex. It's the flex to show off that you have all this stuff.
For all them games that's back there on my shelf right now, and that's not even half of them really. But for all the games I have back there, right? My favorite game of all time is not there. I had a physical copy of Chrono Trigger. That joint's gone now. No idea where it is. But now that I got it digitally, at least I know that I can always play it when I want to play it. And that's what matters. If I want to stream it, I can stream Chrono Trigger right now. If I want to play it in my leisure, I can play it. But that physical copy is gone. And I can't get it back unless I want to drop $100 and something, $120. I think it was $120 last time I checked on freaking eBay or Amazon.
Yo,
you know what I'm saying?
Check this out though. And I'm gonna flip this in on everyone's head real fast because here's the thing that we need to take into consideration. Because it's a license, because you still need a server to access to play these games. When you get these physical games, half the time you still need to download an update or a patch, right?
Yep.
So guess
every time.
So guess what that means. All they need to do is patch it out, and then your physical copy is worthless.
Listen here, there's people who buy physical discs of games, and they cheat. And guess what? They can't play the game no more because Microsoft or Sony blocks that from being there. That's exactly the reason why every time you get a game on disc now, and this is another reason I brought this up specifically in the video that I made. Every time you get a game, you're like, oh yeah, I pre-ordered it. I stood in line at midnight and I got it. I came home. You put that disc in your console, and what happens? You have to download an update for it. First day, the day one update. It's a very popular term that y'all have heard of. Day one update. You have to put that in there, let that install. It downloads what you need to, and then you play the game. You can actually play the game faster by just getting it digital because it's already pre-installed. Yeah, you don't even have to do that part. You're wasting another hour or two with the disc because you got to factor in going out to get it, then the drive back, and then the installation process. And no, Dorkman, there are no collector edition games that I want. I've seen them all, and I can never justify spending the extra money for that stuff. No diss to Josh and Chips. I know Josh and Chips
I only got one
collector edition kings. Y'all are kings, bro.
And you know what's funny?
I like my physical media. That is true.
Yeah.
And you know what's funny?
I like food too much.
I only got one deluxe edition like ever, and that's the FF7. And I barely opened it. I barely even opened it.
That one. Didn't get that one. I was like, that was the first one that looked kind of attractive to me, but I was just like, nah, I'm good. Like, and mind you, when we got it, that was from the Chill Squad coming together and making that happen. They went ahead and got me a digital copy of it. But even when I was looking at it, like to spend my own money, I was just like, I'd rather just get the regular one. Like, there's no point of it. No, where am I going to put this stuff? Yeah, where? Yeah, like
it's clutter. It easily becomes clutter.
Easily becomes clutter. I'm sorry, I don't know, like y'all. I'm just like in the hood, yeah. So I don't need all this extra stuff, dog. I don't I don't need all this extra stuff. Like it doesn't do nothing for me. If it's not gonna make me money, then what am I doing it for? Like you can say you want to resell it, but if I went through the trouble of getting something that looks cool, I'm gonna open it and I'm gonna use it. It's the same way with sneakers. A lot of people go out there and they buy sneakers and resell them. If I get a sneaker that I like, I'm gonna wear it. I'm gonna walk around in it. So it's just a different type of mentality there. And with my games, I'm going to play them. So I don't need to get the collector's edition because I'm going to open up that package and play it anyway. And since I don't need to do that, I could just buy it digital, save some money, get to play it faster. And as we just discussed, there's not any real benefit over getting it for real because it's all licensed. You think you own it, but you really don't. You can still get shut down like that. So, yeah, man.
So we have touched on a lot, but real fast, we're going to go ahead into respond to the chat. So I am.
As I saw it right there, rather than waiting to the end.
Cool. Yeah. So, yep, we answered one, but it was a lot. There was a lot being said. So I'm gonna scroll back up towards the top, and we're gonna start with. Chris Levi, Miyamoto said that quote that you said about with Nintendo.
Yeah. Because that's I'd watched the video by Review Tech USA when he talked about the Halo thing, and he brought up that quote, and I just couldn't remember who the quote came from. Thank you.
Yeah, so that was by Miyamoto. Let's see, going forth, going down the list. Dave G said, first off, Halo is just one game. When people are trying to make it like the delay is the end for the Xbox Series X, but Microsoft is gearing up with those game studios for new games, and not rushing is a sound strategy. Facts, Dave, facts.
I totally agree with that because, man, they get this game. I just want Halo, and they put it. Oh, we got to delay the game, and then you see. Sorry to say it, but I see all these Sony ponies or these Nintendo fans going out there. Oh, Xbox is the next Dreamcast. Xbox is this. Xbox isn't going to do well this next generation. They're going to get sold by everybody. It's like, you can't just buy a game studio in 2 to 3 years, have a game sitting there that's AAA, that's open world, and we got it. Microsoft is investing money in these companies. They're going more digital, more software based. That's what Microsoft started as, a computer company, software based. They've never been to want to do the model that Sony does or that Nintendo does. So you got to look at it as, hey, if they can put some more money into it and they can maybe take longer to get these games out to us, at the end of the day, when we get those games, will it be a better product? Hopefully, and probably it will be.
Indeed. Deadlock7 said, wait, hold on, make sure. Yeah, he said, I said earlier in the year to everyone, Halo was highly unlikely to be a launch game and that it would be delayed if they said it was. I was hearing of lots of internal difficulty ages ago. The problem Microsoft are going to see, although I don't think they actually care about this, is that if you own an Xbox One X, there is no compelling reason to get a Series X at launch. Facts. I mean, the Series X is like double. It's supposed to be double in terms of performance of the One X and everything, which says a lot about the One S. But at the same time, it's like we have to remember Xbox, as Rob said, and Josh said it too. They are selling a service right now. It's like them selling video games right now. It's instead of just selling one game, say, hey, get this. Like people, like here's the thing. And the reason why we went on that whole tangent about licensing and owning your games and everything is because Xbox Series X's Game Pass focuses on digital, games, and how much per month you get like a whole bunch of games you can get, including first party games. And Xbox is Microsoft, they are more focused on selling that. They're more focused on getting people signed up for that. Because if they didn't have that, they would have something to be concerned about with one of their top hitter games not being ready for launch. But because that is not a concern for them, they could push that off to the back burner and then push out more of these third-party games. And then really at launch, it's not gonna. That's what I said. It's the dark horse of the next generation. Because when people start playing these games, you're gonna start seeing early with PlayStation 5. There's just more hype. There's a lot of fluff. I'm sorry. When I look back at that PlayStation presentation, it's like the only game that you really have going for it is the Miles Morales expansion, and that's at launch. Ratchet and Clank, that's hit or miss for a lot of people. Ratchet and Clank, Little Big Planet, that's hit or miss for a lot of people. The game that looks like that probably the most appealing across the board for everyone was the Miles Morales and Horizon Zero Dawn 2. Those are the two games that look the most appealing across the board for everybody. And if that's the case, what's the incentive on buying the PlayStation 5 right now? So exactly.
That's all. It's just the Sony never fails, hashtag da-da-da. That's what it comes down to, really. But I'm not really compelled to get the PS5, keeping it being. I'm not. Like, the first Xbox Series X presentation they showed was weak to me. Then the first PlayStation 5 one was cool. I liked it. Then the second Xbox Series X presentation they did was dope to me. and showed more games that I was interested in.
Mm-hmm.
And then that little second PlayStation joint they did the other day, the State of Play joint they did like last week, that joint was buns to me. Like it was buns.org. So I'm definitely leaning more toward the Xbox one. But honestly, with me being a PC guy now, and most games
Coming to
on
PC.
Xbox coming out are coming to PC.
I could wait.
Yeah, I can wait, but I can buy into the service instead, which is what Xbox is doing.
And
They're
that's how
making-
they making their money.
Exactly.
That's how they
I
making
mean,
their money.
There's more people using Xbox Game Pass than there are people that own Xbox One X's and Xboxes in this console generation, which says a
Amen.
lot. If that's where you're making your money, you focus on that. You don't focus on this quote unquote console war that the PS4 fans are trying to make seem is there. Like that's old. Like we was doing console wars back on the Super Nintendo and Sega Genesis. Like the game is evolving now, especially when you're about to start bringing in cloud gaming. You start talking about xCloud, and you start talking about Stadia, and you start talking about what's the other jam? The other
Stadia, xCloud.
Stadia, xCloud, and something else that was trying to jump into the ring with them. It was three of those as well, but I can't remember what
A
it
streaming
was.
service?
Yeah.
I
Trying to
know
remember.
that I think Amazon talked about it. I know Apple's trying to do their Apple Arcade down the road.
Apple
And,
Arcade. You bring up no, but there was one that was kind of the Nvidia joint. There's an Nvidia.
Oh, the Nvidia thing where they had the streaming service, and then all the developers
Yeah.
said we don't want that like that right
Yeah,
now.
exactly. So when you bring up those, like Xbox and Microsoft rather is focusing on the software and that aspect of it rather than the hardware. People can go ahead and try to make it a console war, but that's like somebody beefing with me and saying, "Yeah, man, I rap better than you," and I'm like, "Well, I'm over here streaming. That's what I'm making money from. I'm making money from.
And that's the thing. It's like
I
just
don't really care if you think you can rap better than me.
And
Like,
it's like to even get back even towards Game Pass. It's like Microsoft did something that was smart that a lot of people didn't agree with. They would think it was weird, but I'm like, no, that's actually genius. They got rid of Xbox Live Gold.
yeah.
Like that was a genius move because now
Yeah.
it's more,
Mind you, they're saying it's not going away though. They're going to come up with something with Xbox Live that goes with Game Pass and everything, or it's still going to be Xbox Live, but it's going to be implemented in a different way. They did tweet about that, but regardless, the fact is they're not focusing so much on just we need to sell this hardware. And I think that's the smart move to make, in my personal
the
opinion.
beauty of Xbox Game Pass is that, like Rob, he has his PC. He can play all the games when he wants to right there on his PC. I have the console right here. I can play them right here. But if I want to say, hey, why don't you come play on the PC version of with me? If I have it, I'm able to not play on my console, play right there on my PC, play whatever option I want. They're giving you more options, not just being tied to the console. You got your phones, you got this, all the different stuff that will have Game Pass and xCloud.
And with the next generation, you're going to see a lot more Xbox and PC games crossplay.
And the thing about it is, they're not making you pay different money. Like Sony, if you buy one of their games that's on PC, you got to buy it just for PC. If you want to buy it on Play, you got to just for that. For Xbox, saying you buy it one time, you play it wherever.
Fall Guys is not crossplay. If you get on PS4, you're playing with other PS4 people. If you get on PC, you're playing with other PC people.
Yep. It's
Right.
like I've like you gotta really consider that. It's like when I'm just gonna this is the last time I talk about Game Pass because it's like I've been looking more into it and it's like 64%. Their revenue increased by 64% with Game Pass.
Yeah,
that's insane.
That's a moneymaker.
So it's like they're not. Like people saying like Xbox is there, it's almost it for them. I'm like, you guys are just looking on the surface level. These consoles aren't all where it's at, man.
See, like here's the thing, man. When it comes to a lot of this talking about games, a lot of it is people just picking sides, and they want to be able to argue with people. I've noticed that a lot. Like the gaming community is very much. I don't know if any of y'all like watch battle rap. But the gaming community is a lot like the battle rap community, where people just like to argue. They like to call
Mhm.
people names just to call people names. The facts don't matter that much. They're there, but that's
Unfortunately.
not as fun as just talking trash. So that's the route they go with it. If we talk about it, you know what I'm saying, in a real type of conversation, you get conversations like these, man, where it's like, yo, there are positives to it, just like there's negatives. There's
Mhm.
this plus going on over here. Like, yeah, PlayStation is going to be running the next generation more than likely as far as consoles go. But Xbox is going to run, you know what I'm saying, the software side of things. And they're going to do it by maintaining a stability on both the Xbox and the PC, which is a wise way to go about it.
Mhm.
And Microsoft has failed at some things. You know, you remember the Zoom, you remember Mixer. They failed at some things, but that Game Pass joint is where it's at for them right now. Cloud gaming is going to be where it's at for them. So why not focus on your moneymaker? Why not respectfully bow out of the console war and win in another way? And they've said that multiple times. We're not focused on the console war. We're not
Yeah.
focused on any of that. If you want to play a game and you want to see the graphics come out the best and the fidelity of it come out the best as far as frames per second and stuff, you come over to Xbox. If you want an exclusive that's only on PS5, go get your PS5. It's all good. You know what I'm saying? It's a very zen mentality, and I can't knock them for it.
Indeed. We're gonna go ahead. Let's see. Dorkley said, "I was dumb." No, you're not. You're not dumb. At the
And let me
thought,
But
eh,
Ain't said we aren't considering that third parties might not have software ready. Consoles launching without games in a recession isn't sensible at all. I mean, is the Xbox launching without games or just not launching without Halo? Because it's coming with games. It just won't be Halo. And for
Yeah.
me, I don't really care about Halo as is. I don't.
Yeah.
That's not really.
And I mean, there's positives to this whole Halo
Mhm.
thing being delayed. That because if you look at it, hey, you think Halo being delayed is positive. Well, it could be like this: the Sonic movie was delayed, right? People hated how it looked initially, and then what happened? They bring a movie out, and it's actually a really decent movie. What if that
movie's
same thing happened?
fire.
What if they do
movie's
that same
fire.
thing with Halo? And then at the same time, they're like, you know what? Let's not rush our stuff. Let's not show our cards too soon on any of our other IPs. That's maybe why you just got a logo or this or that. Or hey, yeah, we're finally telling you we're working on a Fable game, and they don't show much, but and then eventually it's here,
mhm.
and it lets them know that hey, our biggest IP got all this flack. Let's not have it tap into the other IPs that people want to see us bring back that maybe Rare has or that other studios had, and now we can invest more money into these things. And then we drop Halo, it's bomb, and then all the other games come in 2022, 2023, and we're good this next generation.
You don't see any other console relying on one single IP. They don't. Nintendo has Mario, they have Zelda, they have Metroid, they have a bunch of IP. They got
We can't say they rely on Metroid. They rely
no.
on
I'm not
Mario.
saying, but that's what I'm saying. They don't rely. That's the whole point. They
Yeah.
don't rely. Like
Yeah.
if Mario should fail, Zelda can come pick up that slack. If Zelda should fail, Mario can pick that up. Metroid can pick that up. Whatever. Like their original IPs can pick up the
Yeah.
slack. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? And you know what I'm saying? Sony. They don't just rely on Last of Us. They don't just only rely on God of War. They don't only rely on Uncharted. They move it around. So, Xbox, I'm pretty sure they're not going to rely on only Halo. You know what I'm saying? That's what that whole second joint was about. Those are all like studios that are considered first party under Microsoft. So everything you saw in there, that's first party. And there were some good games that were shown there. You know what I'm saying? State of Decay, Fable, Hello Neighbor 2. These are Microsoft games. These aren't third party titles no more. These are, this is Microsoft.
Mhm.
These are our flagship games now. And those were some good games in there.
Mhm.
Yeah. I think people don't realize that. I think people are so used to just thinking Halo. You know what I'm saying? They don't think about the fact that they went out of their way to sign all these new studios to make those now first party studios. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
I don't realize that fact. Obsidian is first party. The Outer Worlds is the first party Xbox game. Even if
Hellblade,
it's
first
Xbox
party.
or PC, it's still first party Xbox game. Yeah, remember, the owner of Xbox is Microsoft. The owner of your PC is more than likely Microsoft. So it's still first party. Like,
yeah,
that's how it works.
I mean, unless you're going to Apple, then they're just like, yeah.
Then you're not enjoying playing games on your computer.
You're not enjoying games. If you, I got me an Apple phone right here, and you're not enjoying much.
Apple, listen, Apples are for editing. That's
Yeah,
what-
that's it. If you're the only game you're playing on your Mac is freaking Final Cut Pro, okay? That's
You
the only
editing
game
or
you're
listening to
playing
some
on
music
or,
over there. You ain't
making
playing
music,
games.
making music, or that's
You're
what
playing-
Apple's good for.
If you're on your Mac, you're playing Fruity Loop Studio, okay? Like I don't want to hear you talking about no games, no PC games on your Mac, okay?
Right.
Leave that alone. So yeah, that's what it is, man. Like you got to factor in that when you talk about that joint. They try to talk about like it's only just the Xbox. No, you're dealing with a two-headed monster on that one. It is what it is. What's good? Chips? Get your freaking brown stuff in here, bro.
Deadlock 7 said digital means not only. Oh, we read that already. Captain said, I thought a subject would be about Fortnite getting removed from iOS and Android App Store. We could touch a little bit on that, Captain. We could talk a little bit about that. I'll just give you some ground thoughts. Epic is not in a good race right now because it's getting almost removed, I think, even from Google now too. So if Google and Apple are on the same page, Epic don't stand a chance against them.
Yeah. Okay. And yeah, based on what Chip said, by the way, 'cause I didn't even read that thing. So the thing is, people want the first party games that are tried and true, i.e., Halo, Gears, Forza, etc. So whenever Xbox drops new hardware, it's the fans expect. So Xbox was geared to be a launch title. It got pushed back. You're still getting Forza. A new Gears game just came out last year. I wouldn't be surprised if they went ahead and made an upgraded version of that, so you'll have your PS5 Gears in some way, and you'll see more games, man. Like I said, those are, you can talk about tried and true, but with a generation like Xbox just had, where it was constantly behind Sony, ain't no tried and true. Try some. I was about to say something else. Try something new. I was about to say try some new-ish, but yeah, try something new. And their new is picking up. What was it? Was it 10 new game studios or was it 15?
15.
It was a lot.
It was a lot of new game studios. Give them the chance to go ahead and bring something to the table. And from what I'm seeing, what they're bringing is dope. It definitely ain't no stupid bug snacks. So,
Yeah, I mean,
you know what I'm saying?
I mean, you could take about one game. There's the Outer Worlds. It was already going to be third party, so they said, "Hey, let the game be third party." And then what they do? Well, we're going to give you even more money to let you put expansions into the game, and dope looking expansions. So they're doing the right thing.
Yeah.
Also, to touch on what Chip said and everything, I feel I'm seeing more and more Xbox fans. They are fine with this Halo news. I see more people who have no intention on getting Series X talking about how this is bad, and that is something that is going to be part of the next topic we talk about. But I'm seeing more people
because PlayStation fans live for the attention of Xbox fans. Keep going.
Yeah. Angel, a lot of people got D-wrenched. You're not the only one. A lot of people. It's a new channel. We're still small. When we get bigger, I'm going to reevaluate the wrenches and everything. Only a few people have got wrenches, and a lot of the lurkers. The only one that you see with a wrench outside of the chill squad is really Chris, and there's two other people, and they either lurking or they're commenting. And that's Nicholas and Leah. Like Nicholas.
Yeah, this channel's not big enough to have enough trolls to need a bunch of wrenches yet.
Yeah, so that's why we just put 3 people who are on it when people are doing what they got to do, or who are acting up. But let's see. But yeah, that's it with Google. That's for that, Captain. Google and Apple, they are both on the same page. So Epic Games may need to fall back on that.
Here's the thing about that, though. I think that is absolutely brilliant. Because right now, I feel like what's happening is I wouldn't even be surprised if some of these companies are working together right now to destabilize Apple, because Apple's already in the middle of an antitrust investigation. Mm-hmm. So you throw in the fact that we had Microsoft upset that they can't get xCloud on there easily the same way they could with the Android marketplace. Mm-hmm. And then you throw in the fact that there have been a lot of developers that have been unhappy with Apple's what that's been described as draconian sort of App Store policies and everything. I think it's a trap. That's what I think's happening. I think that what happened was because dude, Epic turned around and instantly filed suit like the second Apple stripped them off of the marketplace, and they already had that dig at them with the parody of the 1984 ad, like ready to go within like half an hour. Like this was a calculated move. Like they knew exactly how Apple was going to respond, and I have to wonder how either Microsoft is in on this somehow. Or at the very least, they've got to be super happy that they're not wasting or they're not damaging their own PR and all the goodwill they built up with gamers right now fighting that battle. They could just sit back and watch Apple and Epic and Google sort of duke it out right now. I don't know. To me, it just seems very odd that I almost feel like the antitrust investigation they were going through already was almost like blood in the water. And that just sort of drew in other people to be like, you know what, we just got to lean on them a little bit and we can completely redefine and make so much more money if we can get these policies reversed. Or maybe I'm a conspiracy theorist. I don't know.
You forgot your tinfoil hat, bro.
I'm just saying. I mean, doesn't it make sense, though? I mean, how much money do they stand to make if you get rid of a 30% cut? How many billions of dollars flow through the App Store every year?
I mean, you're not wrong. You're not wrong.
I mean, plus, so Microsoft's trying to get xCloud on there, right? Their whole thing is like, if they become this platform-independent, like, service, where they're on like smart TVs and phones, there's millions of phones. How many of those phones are iOS devices? How much money do they stand to make if they win this battle, regardless of how many millions they might sink in legal fees to do it? Long term, It's a better play.
See you, Rob.
Let me get through the rest of these comments. We can get to the next topic. Ronald Lucas. Wait, hold up. Let me make sure I get everything. Yeah, I was actually missing a few. Okay, Deadlock said there are legit songs I have downloaded that you can no longer buy. Plus, many of the discs do not require online. I check by turning my Wi-Fi off, so I know which games have that the content. Having said that, everything has day one patches these days, so physical is losing its quote-unquote physical appeal now. Sad times I feel personally. Dorkman said Rob just got to be the least one of collector's edition. Wait, we touched on that. Ronald Lucas said none of these systems shouldn't launch this holiday, but I feel like investors are putting pressure to put the systems out this holiday. That is a high possibility, actually, because I don't feel Sony and Microsoft are exactly ready. But who knows? Who knows what will happen? I'm not in the back office and seeing what they got cooking up. I don't work for them, so don't take that from me. Take what I say with a grain of salt. Deadlock 7 said exactly. So if Microsoft are focused on Game Pass and xCloud, that does not push people to buy Series X. Series S will be their high seller. Watch and see. Series S, I heard rumors about that. I don't even know if that's real. That's going to be pretty smart of them to have both available by holiday.
It's going to happen.
Cool. What's going on, Dragon Gamer? What's going on, Angel Page? Both consoles should be delayed. Always felt like they didn't need new ones until 2022 at the earliest. Huh? I can see that, actually, because 2022, because you look at it, like, right now, the PS4 is just now running at its full stride. So they could have milked out a few more games just for the PS4. And Xbox, they could have did the same. Well, Xbox could have came out 2021 because they weren't having a good generation, a good run. All right, we read that. Yep, we read that already. You read this already. Yep. We pretty much touched. Oh, Chip said, yeah, I laughed at Chip's comment. He says, I honestly don't mind Halo being delayed. They just better drop that game for collector's editions, not get it on Game Pass PC. Such a Chips thing to do. Such a Chips thing to do. Let's see. Will you ever play Overwatch? Yes, I have it on Switch. It's a good time. I showed them off stream about this. I actually have a mouse and keyboard setup for it. So, yeah, this is how I'm gonna be playing on Switch now.
Scary.
And I'll be playing Apex the same way too. Oh man. Let's see. Okay. And Leah says hi to everyone. She's going back into the shadows. So be careful because you could get that shadow ban. Yo, Chips, where you been, dog? Apex is coming to the Switch next month.
Apex is coming to the Switch and it's going to come with crossplay.
Yes, and it's coming with crossplay on top of that. This man, Chips, man. It's coming in September, man. And like, you know what's funny about that? I'm kind of like laughing at Chips about that because we actually had a whole podcast episode about that. Like, we had a whole podcast episode. Rob was laughing about it too, and I think you said something about it. Well, then again, you probably was gone. I couldn't focus on the case at Apex. It's all good, homie. It's all good. I'm just messing with you. Nah, I get it for real. But moving on, we gotta really talk about not just these third-party games, but we actually have to talk about some console exclusives because that's been a huge buzzword as of late.
Yeah.
So console exclusives. A lot of people have been saying that console exclusives are anti-consumer. That has been the talk of the week. Console exclusives are anti-consumer, and I'm sitting here. I'm wondering like who I didn't get a chance to check to see, you know, who's actually saying this or how many people or the age range or the demographic saying this, because to me, I personally feel like you couldn't have been from the 16-bit era having that opinion. That's just my personal opinion. If you're from the 16-bit era, you there's no way you're mad about console exclusives.
Yeah.
Like you grew up with it. You grew up with Mario being only on Nintendo, Sonic being only on Sega.
And then they beat up and they fight in the street.
No.
You know what I'm saying?
No.
They would go at it.
No.
You know what I'm saying?
No.
Mario would
that
didn't happen.
And
Sonic would run circles around him, and then he would jump on Mario's head.
That didn't happen.
A coin would pop out of Mario's head, and then Mario would jump on Sonic's head, and all these rings.
This is what happens when
real.
This is what happens when this man right here is tired. This is when this man is tired.
Nah, man. I'm trying to tell you about the dark days of the old console wars, man.
It wasn't even that serious, man. Come on, man.
Look, man, I'm trying to tell you, man. They got bad back then, and then Sega would try to drop all these RPGs, and none of them could ever stand up to the RPGs the Super Nintendo would put out. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is the facts of back then. That's how it went. That's how it went, man. And now we've come out to brighter days. You know what I'm saying? When console World War II
Mario and Sonic Olympics.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's all because console World War II ended. You know what I'm saying? We should really like talk about how great that was. We've grown as people.
I think we should really talk more about not how great that was, but you know, the great games of this generation.
Yo, Indio brought up a great point. Crash dissing Mario. Remember that? That was a real
right
thing
outside Nintendo America.
That happened.
That did
commercials of Crash outside the Nintendo building with a megaphone.
I remember that.
Calling out Mario.
Actually. That was funny. That was actually funny.
Console Wars used to be great.
That was funny. It was okay. Hold up. It was great when the companies were having fun and everyone was having fun and no one took it seriously. Yeah. Let's put that huge disclaimer there. Now,
no, because here's what it is. Yeah. The console wars were great when the companies were the ones in charge of it.
Exactly. And they were having fun.
Black now because you got a bunch of fans on Twitter doing it. And it's corny. Because it's like, we get why the companies did it. It was to make money. They were profiting from it.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all not making no money from this. I know y'all ain't got no Microsoft to Sony stocks. So for all this extra stuff y'all are doing, y'all just look like Bammers. Y'all look goofy. So that's how it has devolved over the years.
Yeah, and
but,
back then, And another thing, back then they had fun with it. Nowadays, no offense to anybody on Twitter, but too much of them get too much into the feelings about this.
Yeah.
Mm.
And that's why I stay off. I've been staying off Twitter more lately.
Oh no, I'm all up on Twitter. I'm all up on.
I can't do it. I said nope.
You gotta. Here's the key, man. The key to enjoying Twitter is following the right people.
You know what?
Once I unfollowed a bunch of the stuff I didn't want to see, I was good.
You know what I started doing? I started reading more books. I just went in that, and I
like books, but
I just started reading more books, and I'm like, no.
I like seeing my content, real time. That's what you get there. Look on Twitter, I follow almost 2,000 people on Twitter, right?
That's a lot.
I have 6,668 followers on Twitter. Mm-hmm. So like, I follow about a third of the things that the people I have following me. And I'm not even like all the people I follow don't even follow me. You know what I'm saying? But I follow the things that I want to see. You know what I'm saying? And I use my mute button and my block button gratuitously. I do not mind muting and blocking. Because if I blocked you, you likely deserve to get blocked. I don't just block people to do it. You know what I'm saying? So that's how I look at it. You got to take control of your feed. It's your feed. You don't have to see stuff you don't want to see. And I live by that. And I suggest that to anybody else out there. Don't feel bad about using that block button. Don't feel bad about using that mute button.
Right.
Take control of your feed. Don't let them run you off of your crib. I look at Twitter as my Twitter, my Instagram, my YouTube. That's my crib. That's my space. I made it there. Not literally my space, but shout out to MySpace. But that's my space. I created it for me. You know what I'm saying? To enjoy, to see the things I want to see. If you're invading it with a bunch of crap, I'm going to get rid of it. And that's as simple as it is. I feel like, Avedon, you should do the same. If you feel like somebody may have feelings about it, then mute them. If you mute them, then they're not blocked anyway.
Oh, no.
You don't got to worry about what you did.
No. Like,
block and see the things you want to see.
Go ahead, Josh.
No, I was just going to say, like to Rob's point, you can block like words and phrases too. I mean, if you go into your settings, I mean,
that I do.
If you're just worried about somebody retweeting something you don't want to see, like I did that for Last of Us 2. I didn't want to see any spoilers, so I blocked out a ton of stuff. And it would just would never show up for me. So I mean, that's an option too.
Nah,
do not let the idiots win.
Oh nah, for me personally,
rule with an iron fist.
For me personally, I just felt like I personally was just wasting time and everything. I just said, you know what? I need to get some other things done. So I just said, you know what? Instead of complaining about the stuff that I'm seeing, let me just divert my attention elsewhere. And that has done wonders for me these past few weeks. Like, I've been in a different headspace doing that.
Yeah. No, I think it's different folks, different strokes. Because I will edit a video on one screen with Twitter up on the other one. I do not mind.
I feel you. It's like, it's two different approaches, and I'm not knocking people who want to use Twitter, like, for real. I still use it from time to time. I have my moments where I say, you know what, let me just chill out and just see what people are talking about, and then all that often leads me saying, up, menu screen, swipe out, and go to another screen. But yeah, console exclusives. I want to actually talking about like the best console exclusives of this generation, and you have to, I'll say we're going to have to talk about the one other thumbnail. We have to talk about Horizon Zero Dawn. We have to talk about Spider-Man. We have to talk about even Breath of the Wild. We have to talk about, what other games? I'll even mention Last of Us 2. Technically, it's a console exclusive, Final Fantasy VII Remake. We could even touch on Ghost of Tsushima. Like, these are all brilliant games of this generation.
But aren't those? Well, yeah, I mean they're exclusives, and those are. I know for sure. Naughty Dog is like exclusively PlayStation,
right?
So that's they're technically, even though you say third, but that's kind of like the situation I was talking about with Xbox earlier, and Obsidian or Don't Nod, like Sony bought them, so they're essentially first party studios.
Yeah.
So, There's nothing wrong with having console exclusives, in my opinion. I think
Me either.
they say it's anti-consumer or something of that nature.
That's what they were saying.
Yeah, no. The only thing that's anti-consumer is charging too much for a game that's not worth it. That's what I feel like is anti-consumer. If it's not a situation like that, then have at it, man. That's why you have different consoles, because one console can offer something that another one can't. That's the specific reason for it. The same way you go eat somewhere that another place. You don't go to McDonald's and ask for a Big Mac. I mean, you don't go to Wendy's and ask for a Big Mac. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Right. That's what I was thinking.
I actually want to touch on Dorkman, because Dorkman's about to head out. He said, "What is THQ doing?" I'm not sure what THQ is doing, dude.
I think they're pretty much being like a third party studio.
Yeah,
they're working on their IPs that they got. They're getting some older IPs that people aren't renewing and making stuff for them. Like I think they're the ones that did. I can't think of that. Straw Humans. They're the ones that were behind remastering that.
You know what THQ needs to do? Well, I'm not gonna say needs to do, because I'm not the boss of them. THQ needs to bring back a wrestling game. That's all.
Do they really?
Think about it. Revenge, No Mercy, some of the greatest wrestling games of all time, and you know it.
But do they really?
I mean, they can do it. And yeah, thank you for answering Chips' question
But
too.
they really need to.
Well, that's why I changed my verbiage. That's why I said they should. That's why I changed my verbiage a little bit. I just say I felt need could be a little strong. I was like, you know what, they should make a new wrestling game. And yeah, Chips, Rob just nailed it.
2K is trash though. Yeah, WWE 2K is trash. So
It is.
I dig it.
FF7 Remake is still a Sony exclusive. It will be a Sony exclusive, I believe, until April of next year. So he said it got delayed until 2021. But yeah. Anyone else have anything else they want to add on to like their favorite like console exclusives of this generation? Actually, you know what? I would even say this. As much as some people may not want to mention these games up there, but they are console exclusives and they are considered the best of their generation. You have to put up Animal Crossing. You have to put up Mario Kart 8 Deluxe.
Yeah.
Like they did a lot. What it's like, and it's not just because they sold well, but it's almost like the engagement on them and the replayability on those games is often high. Like Mario Kart 8 Deluxe is a really fun game. You have all you need is 3 to 4 people, and Mario Kart 8 Deluxe is a lot of fun. The more the merrier.
Yep.
So
there's a lot of good exclusives this generation. I mean, most of them were from Sony, I think. I mean, Nintendo had some stunners though, right? Like you said, Breath of the Wild. I mean, for me, it would have been Luigi's Mansion 3. Not exactly everyone's cup of tea, but I'm glad that series was resurrected after so many years.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, PlayStation, man, like God of War, Spider-Man. Well, Death Stranding doesn't really count because that came to PC eventually, but
This is
PlayStation
exclusive.
Technically,
Persona.
Technically, it is a console exclusive.
Right. Or I guess it would be timed exclusive, right? If it comes to PS4 and then comes to PC later.
Oh no, I'm saying it's a console exclusive because it's not on any other console. See?
I see. Okay, sorry. Yeah, I was like, wait a minute. Okay, yeah, I'm with you.
Technically, it is a console exclusive, so.
Right.
Just
Marvel Ultimate Alliance, yeah.
Yeah, Ultimate Alliance 3.
Ultimate Alliance 3.
It's one that I don't really think about much, but that was great.
Yo, Josh, did you get the DLC?
For Ultimate Alliance 3?
Yes.
No, not yet.
Please
I'm not opposed to it. I would love to play it.
Yo,
but right now we got the Avengers beta.
Please do. Like Chips and I, we got the DLC.
Chips is only playing Avengers beta right now. You should only be playing Avengers beta right now. I need this game to succeed, okay?
Chips, I need you. Chips, I need you to defend your brother in here. I need you to come in here and say to Josh to get Ultimate Alliance 3. I need some help,
Chips
man.
We already made a deal to play Avengers.
Chips, don't abandon me like you abandoned Rob in Apex, man. Come on, man.
I'll get it just like a few weeks or months after I'm done playing Avengers.
How did I get straight bullet?
I'm sorry.
What just happened? What did I do?
Oh man, I just
get shot every day, B. People get
I'll
shot
say
every
this.
day.
In between the beta period, between last weekend and this weekend, I actually pulled Ultimate Alliance 3 out and was about to play it the other night because I wanted more Marvel immediately. So that would have been the best time to talk me into it. But now we got the beta, so.
Yo, Chips about to make Chips just said like, nah, man.
Chips. It's a good
You know
man
what?
right there. Thanks, buddy.
Everyone in the chat, we gotta do it. Everyone in the chat, we gotta do it. Hashtag Chips was wrong.
No. What a time.
Oh man, but nah,
Foul.
nah, for real though.
Hey, Chip, hop in the chat, where you already are, and let it be known what time you and Josh are hopping on tomorrow for Avengers.
They're hopping on tonight, like an hour after the Chillcast.
Yeah.
Josh said he's probably going to sleep, didn't he?
No, Josh.
Like, I'm going to try to stay up.
They were talking about it in the chat.
Okay,
Because
run that with
if
you.
not tonight, definitely tomorrow. If not both, I'm gonna see. I'm gonna drink some coffee after this. See how I'm doing. We'll go from there.
All right, because if y'all run that tonight, I'm trying to run it. I went through the trouble of downloading.
You want to play?
I'll play.
Yes.
I'll play with y'all.
All four of us? Yes.
I got to download it first.
I got to
download it.
Well, if you just download it, you'll have to work through the first couple missions before you can do multiplayer, anyways.
Yeah, that's what I got to have.
Yeah.
Since Josh has been the one to play the game a little bit, what are your early impressions on the beta?
Yeah, let's talk about it.
My impressions of the beta are it's a ramp up, right? If you asked me right at the beginning of the beta, I would have been like, this is about a 6. This is about a 6 out of 10. It's okay. It's serviceable. It's got enough fanboy moments to, that I enjoy it, but it needs some work. It's rough. By the time I got a few hours into it, over the course of last weekend, it was like, it went from like a 6 to like a 7.5, 7.775. Like, it's still got some problems, but the thing is, like, that first vertical slice they gave you, like the whole golden gate sequence and all that, after you do that, it ramps up considerably over the next 2 or 3 hours, and when multiplayer gets unlocked, it's a lot of fun. Like, it's more than just a marble coat of paint. Every character plays a little bit differently. They all fundamentally have the same major attacks and abilities to traverse, right? Because you got to be able to, like, be really vertical, right? So Hulk can leap really high. Kamala can basically, stretch her arms like Spider-Man to swing around and stuff. It's kind of neat. But everyone's got ranged attacks. Everyone's got like a heavy attack, a light attack, and they've got like 3 or 4 specials they can do. Now, I'm not going to spoil it for anybody here who hasn't played it yet. But
how long did it take to get from single player to the point where you can play multiplayer?
From single player to multiplayer, if you rush it, I think you can do it in about an hour and a half.
Goodness!
If you mosey a little bit and you want to pick up collectibles and everything, you're probably looking at more 2.5 hours. It just depends, like, how into it you get. Like, if you just want to get to the multiplayer, just be at it.
I'll play with y'all tomorrow.
I was about to say, like,
I'm about to load up the game right now.
Get it started.
See,
it's good.
You're in a position I can't even do that because like I can turn on my PS4.
You don't want to talk about. I'm going to do it tomorrow. I'm gonna do that later. That's what you said earlier. I said this at what? To 1 o'clock in the afternoon. I can go back and look. It's in the
I was
Discord.
at work.
Were you at the office or were you home, Abaddon?
I was home, but I couldn't leave my desk. I couldn't leave my desk at the time.
You had a lunch break.
His face looks
I don't have a
real
lunch
light
break
right now.
I actually don't have a lunch break.
That's a lot of weird smiling happening while he gets
I actually don't have a lunch break.
You have a bathroom break?
Huh?
You have a bathroom break?
Most of my break was used helping other things around the house, so couldn't do it.
Could have turned on that PS4 and downloaded it in 2 minutes. You could have let it download while you were away. You could have.
That would have took more like five or so more minutes. Cause I have to really unhook the Ethernet from one to the next.
You have Wi-Fi.
Sir?
You have Wi-Fi.
Sir? No.
You have Wi-Fi.
Did you just call it Wi-Fi?
You have Wi-Fi.
This man just said it's Wi-Fi.
It is. Get Wi-Fi. Oh yeah, we don't quote Rick and Morty no more. Never mind.
This guy. Anyway, moving forward. Oh man. But Chris Levi, what were some of your favorite games this generation, man?
Some of my favorite games this generation. Well, for the Switch, obviously, it was Breath of the Wild. That's probably my favorite game on that console, other than maybe the Marvel game, even though I haven't beat it. I really did like what Breath of the Wild did for what Zelda was as a franchise. Took it to another level, open world and all that. And then if you want to go to Xbox or PlayStation, I'm really enjoying about the 4 or 5 hours I'm into this game. I definitely enjoyed Final Fantasy VII Remake. That, even though it's a small chunk of what the original Final Fantasy is, just being Midgard, it still did a lot of things to really expand on some of the characters and things like that. So I definitely like that. Horizon, I like, definitely if Zelda wasn't there that year, Horizon would have been my game of the year 2017. And even for Xbox, I'm gonna pick up. Both of them came out on this generation. The first one and Ori Will of the Wisps for Metroidvania, and the way that they did the games runs very smooth. Great music. I definitely would, if you got an Xbox, pick these up, or even if I think they're available on Game Pass. PC version of it. I know the first one's available also on your Switch and other consoles. So definitely some of the exclusive I like this generation.
Cool. And your player two, I think Rob said his, right?
No.
Rob, what do you okay. Rob, what are some of your favorite console exclusives this gen?
Breath of the Wild, Super Mario Odyssey. God of War was cool. It wasn't amazing, but as far as exclusives go, it was dope. I haven't played Ghost of Tsushima yet, so we're not going to rule that one in. Were there any? I think all my favorite exclusives are probably on Switch this generation. I can't think of any exclusives. You know what I'm saying? There were probably some time when, you put Final Fantasy VII Remake, but that's a timed exclusive, so that'll be available, over time on other consoles. But for now, it's an exclusive, so we'll go with Final Fantasy VII Remake. Yeah, I don't think there's too many exclusives that I was like really sliced about. My games I usually run. 2K, Call of Duty, Apex, stuff like that. A lot of the story games that are exclusive, or games with stories to them that are exclusive, usually ends up on Sony or Nintendo. So, Final Fantasy VII Remake, Breath of the Wild, Mario Odyssey. Yeah, Smash Brothers. Yeah, that's where it goes. I don't go to Xbox for exclusives. I go to Xbox for multiplayer, because that's just the best community for multiplayer games is Xbox, without a question. Xbox Live is miles ahead of Sony and Nintendo on that one.
Xbox Live has been miles ahead since the original Xbox.
Yeah,
they have a tried and true model, which I respect.
And that's the reason I don't really like that argument when people talk about exclusives. I'm like, everybody knows what each console is for. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And that's just what it is. So when you bring up the talk of exclusives, it's like, well, you don't go to Xbox for that. Nobody got the Xbox 360 for exclusives. They went to Xbox 360 because Xbox Live was vicious.
Yeah, same thing you can say when you go to phones.
PS3's online community was so trash they gave it away for free.
Yeah.
Like, let's keep it a bean. That's just what it is. So,
indeed.
And PC, you can say PC gang, Indio, is somebody who loves PC myself. Now that I have one, it's great, but it doesn't really have a community for games unless you're playing something like a World of Warcraft or something like that. There's no community for 2K. There's no community for Madden, and that's why I don't get those games for PC. I'm sure the graphics definitely look more amazing. You have the ability to play with mods and stuff like that on PC, but the community is not there. So what's the point? So, that's just keeping it a beam, man. Like, you gotta keep it balanced. When you talk about what you love, talk about what you don't like, you gotta keep it realistic. And that's one thing I feel like, the gaming community does not do enough of, man. Tell it like it is, yeah.
Indeed. Quick question for anybody, because I'm trying to uninstall some games, because now the downloads are finally working online. but I actually want to uninstall a few games from because I can't. It's not letting me download Avengers. It says not enough disk space, and I'm wondering why
So,
it's
what
saying that.
games do you want to get rid of?
Well, I'm online right now. Like, I want to see if I could uninstall. Believe it or not, I may want to actually uninstall. Well, actually, Bloodborne. I have Bloodborne installed and Deus Ex. Like, I will just uninstall those two first.
Yeah, if you're not, I mean, the way I go about it, 'cause I had to make room for Avengers, Fall Guys, and the new season of Modern Warfare. Even though I don't really play Modern Warfare on PS4, but I had to delete those to make room for them. And I just went and looked at the games that I don't really play anymore, and that's how I got rid of it. So I made room. Like even right now on my screen, you might be able to see it. Like my storage is calculating, but that it's near full. It's pretty near full.
Yeah, I'm trying to see how I could like uninstall while I'm like live, like I'm on a computer. But it looks like that won't be the case. So, but Josh, lastly for you, like what were your favorite exclusives this generation?
Early on, when it was more just PlayStation, Xbox, I would say favorite exclusives on the PlayStation side, like Infamous Second Son was really good. I liked also for me one of the best horror experiences of the generation, PT. Could only get that on the PlayStation. You know, and God, I mean that was one of the more memorable exclusives for me, just because it was one of those things. I'm like watching the credits and all the teasers for it and everything. And it's like, oh, you know, Hideo Kojima, Guillermo del Toro, and you know, Norman Reedus, and I'm sitting there watching it, and I'm like, oh, this feels too good to be true. And then it really was too good to be true after the whole PT thing went down, and you know, Kojima was flipped from Konami. That that was awful. But still, PT was even in a short demo form was one of the best horror experiences of the generation, I think. Switch, obviously, Breath of the Wild was huge, and right out of the gate, no less. Like I instantly sunk like 200-ish hours into that game. Just had a blast with it. And I mean, I have to say Animal Crossing, and then later exclusives on the PlayStation side. Obviously, Death Stranding, I've talked at length about before. Last of Us Part 2, even though I'm hugely biased because I love that series, would be one for me. And now it's weird because, again, I joked about, like, Ghost of Tsushima be like my dark horse candidate for Game of the Year or whatever. But the more I play it, the more I love it. Like, again, like there's just not a single like side activity or thing I run across in that game that I'm not like having an absolute blast with it, which... I mean, I guess you could say that, Horizon Zero Dawn would have been a precursor to that, because that would have been on my list too. But yeah, those are probably some of the biggest ones.
Cool.
And Spider-Man, obviously.
Spider-Man, yeah.
Yeah, for me, I would just say it's definitely Breath of the Wild. Breath of the Wild and Final Fantasy VII Remake are definitely my top two, like all off the top of my head. And I'll throw in Smash Brothers, definitely. Smash Brothers and Splatoon. Not so much Mario Kart, but Smash Brothers and Splatoon. So, yeah, but anyone else? What's up?
No, I said it's not bad. Not bad.
Yeah, but anybody else in the chat? Some of y'all favorite console exclusives. All right, we're about to read off all everyone's comments. All right, so let's read off what everyone has to say, because it looks like everyone was just going back and forth. Yeah, we said a lot. Let's start up to. What's going on, Indio? We'll start with Angel Pay. I say 2022 because consolidation period, though, will be beneficial to all publishers. The Last of Us 2 and Ghost enjoyed high sales in their 7th year, but they have to start with a user base of 0 for reasons. Ronald Lucas said, who remembers the Sonic commercials? That's when it was the true console wars. We touched on what Indio said. Angel said, console exclusives are not anti-consumer. Competition drives creativity, and exclusives mean original. Tailor-made experiences that aren't possible elsewhere. They're the reason to buy consoles. I mean, facts. That's why you buy. People bought Nintendo to play Mario. People bought Sega to play Sonic. People bought PlayStation to play Crash Bandicoot or Final Fantasy. So, or even Tomb Raider or Metal Gear Solid. If if you want to really go back in the day with those games.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Angel said, quote unquote, third parties making non-exclusive shouldn't exclude platforms like they do currently. But third party exclusives are good things. They have a chance to get creative in ways they wouldn't usually. But you know what though? And I'll say this, like the reason I don't know if we're referring to the whole Spider-Man thing. It's like it reminds me of like the whole Soul Calibur situation, you know? Soul Calibur 2 and Soul Calibur 4. It was 2 and 4 actually that had this. 2 had, you know, Link, had Link on GameCube, Heihachi on PS3, and Spawn on Xbox.
Yep.
And then for PS4, was it Soul Calibur 4? You had Darth Vader on one and Yoda on the other one. So it's like I really can't get mad at them at their choices with that, and not to mention Soul Calibur 3 was a console exclusive for the PS2. So it's like console exclusivity is something that's been going on for a very long time.
Yeah. But when you get into a lot of things in life, not just gaming, you got to think when you're buying into that platform, there's going to be things that are exclusive to it.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
It's like you have a Galaxy phone or you have an Apple phone. There's going to be things that are exclusive to it. So it's just the same thing with gaming.
Absolutely. Deluxe7 said THQ Nordic have Kingdoms of Amalur Remastered coming and are in the process of bringing back Time Splitters. Oh, wow. Did not know that. Angel said best exclusives: Wii U, Breath of the Wild, Bayonetta 2, Super Mario 3D World, Mario Kart 8, Fire Emblem Awakening, Kid Icarus Uprising, Dreams, Persona 5, Nier Automata, Ori, Some Were Time, but still. That's what's up.
Oh, that's some good stuff.
Ronald Lucas said Nintendo fans are more loyal than Sony and Xbox. How is it that the PS4 have over 100 million units, but the exclusives don't do numbers like Nintendo? Here's the thing. It's when it comes to attach rates, Nintendo really closely niches their products to the fact that most of the people who have bought the console are going to buy that game. Sony is a multimedia company. So in the same fashion, that's how they market a lot of their games, and the games are going to come out there. It's for different sects of people. So they may be able to get more games than Nintendo, and where Nintendo can get let's just say one big game with a huge attach rate, Sony could get like 5 or 6 games that could equal up to that amount. So that's how they go about that.
I can agree with that because you look at this year, Sony's come out with a couple of exclusives. This year, what is Nintendo? They haven't had as many, but they've had Animal Crossing, which is sold so much. But then you put Final Fantasy VII Remake, Ghost of Tsushima, Last of Us, and that could probably equal up to what that is.
Exactly. Deadlock7 said Horizon has come to PC nearly after the gen it came out on. That's still pretty much an exclusive. They still let it go to PC and make even more money, like everyone but Nintendo do. Nintendo really, if they allow somebody at their ports to go to PC, I think they don't do that for more so protection purposes, because they're really big on protecting their IPs, and there's so many that's a rabbit hole in itself. I would just that's a rabbit hole in itself. I would just say they're just really big on protecting their IPs, and you have seen what they have done when they hacked the Switch with Mario Odyssey. We ain't gonna say too much with that, but there were some things that children shouldn't be able to see. So it's like they want to protect their brand as much as possible. So that's why the PC ports aren't there, because when it's on PC, then comes mods, and we all know how Nintendo feels about mods.
Yeah,
and rightfully so. It's their product. It's their product. It's their brand. They have the right to feel that way about it. Let's see. Chips and Josh is talking between each other. Switch is 9th gen, Breath of the Wild counts because it's Wii U ports too. But you know what though? I think Switch is 9th gen, Breath of the Wild counts because it's Wii U ports too. But you know what though? I think Switch is 9th gen, Breath of the Wild counts because it's Wii U ports too. But you know what though? I think I guess I count Switch more so in this generation because it was more so take up the slack of the Wii U, and the fact almost every major Wii U game is now on the Switch. You might as well call it 8.5 generation. It's like right
It's
there,
the-
slab in the middle. I know people don't agree with that, but we gonna say, Chris?
It's kind of like their mid-gen refresh, kind of. If you say it's 8.5,
Exactly. That's basically what the Switch is. The Switch is basically a console refresh.
they took away everything that the previous gen did and made and did it well because you had that tablet. You're trying to go all around your house with it, and you got so far, and it wouldn't do it anymore. Now let's let you go wherever.
Mm-hmm. Let me see. Did I get Deadlock 7 said Breath of the Wild, Horizon Zero Dawn, God of War, Xenoblade Torna, Super Mario Odyssey. Not played Ghost yet, but it looks fire. One of the best games this gen, not exclusive, was Divinity Origin Sin 2. I have never heard of that game before. Let's see. I agree. Chip said, I agree. Now that Xbox and PC are going to be pretty much the same in the very near future, I'm definitely playing on PC those third-party games, especially if I don't care about having a physical copy. If you have the demo on your PS4, it's worth some big money. Here's the thing, and here's the reason why I agree with that. I have an Xbox One S, the all digital edition, right? And then whenever I try to play Phantasy Star Online 2 on there'll be moments where the graphics look really good, but there'll be moments where it looked very murky. Like it wasn't optimized at all to where I'm used to. But it was cool to be able to play it, with, Rob at different points and Nick. And what I liked about it is it's cross platform and cross progression, Phantasy Star Online 2. So playing it on that's another thing, Rob. Yeah, playing on your PC will be a much better experience than playing on your Xbox.
Unless it completely destroys my PC, like those tweets I saw.
Tweets?
Yeah, there was tweets about people who got Phantasy Star Online 2 on PC, and it was basically
get it on Steam. Get it on Steam. I know what you're talking about. I had some issues too. Get it on Steam. You'll be
how
okay.
much is it on Steam?
It's free. It's a free game. Get it on. It's coming to Steam because what was happening was they had some optimizing issues. The problem was there was an issue with getting it off the app. Like whenever the game would update, the app like whatever the case was, the app wouldn't translate over to the update. So it's almost like you had to uninstall the game and reinstall the whole entire game over and over again. That was the issue that I was having. But you shouldn't have that issue if you get it on Steam.
Yeah, that joint was doing something where it was installing itself multiple times and filling up people's hard drives.
Oh yeah, that too. Like I had to go and delete, and I had to do that too. So yeah, because mine would uninstall. Like I would have it right here on the bottom of my toolbar, and it would go after the game would update. So yeah,
I don't like that.
That's why I said get it on Steam, and you may have a way different experience. Let's see. Deadlock 7 said just run some more externals. I have an external just for Call of Duty, multiplayer games, Final Fantasy, etc. Man, externals cost money. That's why I'm just deleting games that I don't even see myself playing. But I appreciate the suggestion though. I may look into an external down the line though.
Yeah, I got an external on my Xbox.
I may look at it for the Switch. Who knows? Let's see. And yeah, Angel said Mario Kart tested one too many friendships, but I love it. All those getting remastered for the PS5. And Ronald Lucas said the Wii U gamepad failed because people really thought it was the Switch, like what the Switch is now. So I can see the Switch being almost a redo console relaunch. Exactly. It's like there are so many people that I've seen joke and saying that they, play in the Wii U. It's like we could play the Switch, while they're using the bathroom. And I'm like, me personally, it was more so about taking the console and then just like playing the game on the couch, but at the same time, or going to your room away from the living room and everything, and just playing the game mobile, the same way you would on your TV. That was a cool feature that they had on the Wii U, but the distance you can go was so limited. So it was cool that they fixed that. But we're gonna go ahead and wrap it up. We are officially in Q&A.
No already Q&A?
No, that was just going over the chat. What the chat said.
That's pretty much Q&A.
Yeah, I mean, we go over what the chat said, but the chat has nothing to say. We could bounce on out of here for real.
Question.
Cool. Appreciate all of you. Appreciate all the support, all of you who had time to stick around. Thank you all for watching. We're gonna go ahead and get into outros. Well, I'll give it a little bit more for Q&A. Oh yeah, there's a question right here. Deluxe 7. The Switch has it sorted and a nice big SD card, so you're good. Oh, I thought it was a question. See, we was added, man. They added us, man.
Hey, Avedon. There was no question mark. Keep going.
How do I ban somebody? Wii U failed because it and the 3DS cannibalize each other. We never talk about the Wii U's failure that in context, but it matters because the 3DS sold half of its predecessor's number. Yo, the 3DS was really an underrated handheld. Like, it did phenomenal. And people don't talk about the numbers on the 3DS. 3DS did really good.
Yeah.
So
in comparison to the Wii U,
it eclipsed the Wii U. Like, ran circles.
rest in peace to Wii U.
Indio asks, is mayonnaise an instrument?
All right, that's the end of our Chillcast.
What second?
Oh, brother,
Shout out to Indio.
now. You got too much dip on your chip.
I play both, Ronald. I play both Road Company and Fall Guys. And I am approving that comment right now.
What is wrong with y'all?
Mayonnaise is disgusting.
They didn't have a question mark, but Ronald Lucas said any of y'all Road Company and Fall Guys.
Yeah. I just said I play both. I play both on PC.
I'm down the Fall Guys right
Well,
now.
I play Fall Guys on PC and PS4, and I play Road Company on PC.
I play Fall Guys. I'm probably gonna sooner or later get Road Company because the community people play it. It seems enjoyable.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
It's
right.
like-
Hold up. Time out. When does Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles drop? Wasn't that today?
Because Road Company, I put it in there with like Hyperscape, COD, Warzone, all that. It's one of those multiplayer games. I get into it a couple hours with people and have fun and then bounce out.
I'm actually about to look at the Nintendo Switch release of this. Oh, the 27th. Okay. So it comes out the end of the month.
Yeah. 2 weeks.
Yeah. Definitely will be getting that. Download error. Nice.
Sensational. All right, we need to get out of here. I got a
Yeah.
phone call I have to make too.
Cool. All right, then. Well, in that case, Evan, you set your PS4 to what? I have no idea. We're gonna start off with our guest, Chris Levi. Where can they find you, man?
Y'all can find me on all social media platforms, the YouTube and Twitch, on my main two platforms, where you see me do the majority of live streams at Chris Levi 13, where I'm doing a lot of COD, Fall Guys, going through Persona 5, 5R, Doshima. You know, mostly on YouTube. It's Sundays, Tuesdays, and Wednesdays. Which Wednesdays is usually the Vault 13 podcast, where I do solo episodes, or every once in a while I'll get somebody on there and interview. And sometimes I take Wednesdays off due to work and everything like that. But y'all can find me, and definitely I'm on the road to 1K. Just letting y'all know on YouTube and on Twitch. I'm just on the road to 100 followers and trying to get affiliate over there. You know. So plus, you see those guitars back there. You might every once in a while see me on Twitch pull out a guitar and play a song, or play an original, or play a riff before I get into a song or something like that. So I just want to let y'all know that.
Looking forward to it, man. Next up, we have Rob Rigo. Where can they find you, bro?
Yeah, man. If you need to find me, make sure you head over to my YouTube channel, youtube.com/RobRegalGXC. New content coming soon. Again, first 2 parts of my Life is Strange 2 playthrough coming through. They're up right now. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell.
Also follow me over on Twitch, twitch.tv/RodrigoGXC. If you're really rocking with me, you can subscribe over there. Use up your Prime Gaming subs. You can sub to me for free using that. As long as you have Amazon Prime, you have Prime Gaming. It used to be Twitch Prime, but now it's called Prime Gaming. And yeah, man, check out the website, RodrigoGXC.com. And as I said at the end of all these, man, y'all be easy, not sleazy. Make sure you underdig when I'm overlaying on the underlay. I'm gone.
All right. And Josh, where can they find you, man?
You can find me at youtube.com/yourplayer2. Most recent video I did, or one of the most recent ones, was a longer look at my impressions of the Avengers video. If you want to check that out, I'll go ahead and drop it in the chat here. Or you can find me on Twitter at itsyourplayer2 if you ever want to talk video games, or if you're a content creator yourself, specifically rooted within the arena of video games. That's usually the kind of content that I put out on my channel. Usually on Tuesdays, and then fun video game stuff on Thursdays. So if that sounds appealing, check out the channel.
Cool. And lastly, still working on the Avedon Smith channel, as you all know, but I have been consistently uploading on the Beats for Breakfast channel, so make sure you go over and follow that channel. We upload every Friday at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, so we'll be having more interviews coming very soon. So please be on the lookout for those. I have what happened, Chris?
I just want to say, people, he's been dropping some gems videos over there on Beats for Breakfast. Some very good
I
videos.
appreciate you. Thank you for that, Chris. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you. So we have a lot coming up, so make sure you are subscribed to that channel. I have 3 interviews in queue and more other content. So there's a lot of stuff to close out for the rest of the summer, and I hope you guys all are enjoying it. If you love video games, music, and just business talks, go subscribe. You'll enjoy the content. Trust me. So, with that said, if you all enjoyed this video, make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. And most of all, you make sure you share this with a friend. This is Avedon, Chris Levi, Rodrigo, your player 2, and we are out. Take care, y'all.